Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John and today I'm going to be doing another tag video. This is one that I guess I should have done in June, since June is actually the middle of the year. But anyway, this is the mid-year book freakout tag, or the mid-year freakout book tag, or I'm probably going to call it a million different things throughout the course of this video because I just never can remember what it's exactly called. Anyway, this is going to be that video where I'm supposed to freak out over the books I read. So I'll tell you what, for the next 5 seconds, you're going to see me freaking out over all of the books that I read. Here we go. And we're done. All right, so we have got 13 questions here. And my battery is about halfway, so hopefully I'm going to get through this thing and be able to do it quickly. Anyway, so the first one is Best Book You've Read So Far This Year, and this is, of course, 2021. I'm going to go with the book I just finished 1 or 2 books ago. Actually, 1 book ago. No, 2 or 3. Anyway, I'm going to go with The Headless Boy, and this is by Kelly Owen. This, like I said, is one of the best ghost stories I've ever read in my life. It is about an expectant couple who lose their child. They move into this house, and the house is haunted or inhabited by the spirit, ghost, or whatever you want to call it, of this little boy. And this husband has to figure out whether his wife is seeing things, or if there is really a ghost in the house, or if she's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right. Loved it. So there you go, The Headless Boy. Number 2, best sequel you've read so far this year. I don't read a lot of sequels, but the one I read this year is Bain County 3, First Moon. And this is the continuing in the Bain County saga by J.R. Rice. And this is about a pack of werewolves that are terrorizing the town of Bain County. This series is awesome, all right? So there you go, Bain County 3, First Moon, my favorite sequel of the year. I think it's the only sequel I've read this year. Number 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. So yesterday I was at Barnes & Noble and I was perusing a copy of Rue Morgue magazine because it's $12.95 and I'm too cheap to pay for a magazine. Anyway, they have a thing there called Nightmare Library inside the thing, and it's a book review thing. And one of the books they mentioned was Moonchild, and this is by Gabby Triana. I'm going to read the synopsis to you. 18-year-old Valentina Callejas was raised to do what her Cuban Catholic grandparents say to do. But Valentina feels a different pull, an affinity with nature, tarot cards, and the occult. After ditching her church retreat, she knows it's time to go off on her own. Visiting Macy, a half-sister she's never met until now, in a little rotting town 5 hours from the big city where she was raised, Valentina discovers the abandoned, oppressive Sun Lake Springs resort. There she meets the Claires, young psychics drawn to the hotel's haunted history, who have been waiting for her to open a magical entryway to the spirit world. But Valentina's sensitive hands tell a different story of anguished spirits, menacing cracks, and hooded ghosts of Florida's unsavory past. Even a local legend, the beautiful Lady of the Lake, hints to the hotel's sinister history. To protect the Claires from the horrors awaiting them on the other side, Valentina must use her growing powers and decide once and for all if she's the witch she was meant to be. And that is Moonchild by Gabby Triana. Moving on. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. That is going to be Bain County 5. And I don't remember what the subtitle of that one is. I think it's Last Moon or something like that. And of course, that is by J.R. Rice. It is the final book in the Bain County series. I cannot wait. All right. Let's see. Number 5, biggest disappointment. That's going to be Devolution by Max Brooks. After hearing so many good things about World War Z, which I haven't read yet, and it may be great, I may love it. I was so looking forward to reading Devolution because, first of all, it's by Max Brooks, the author of World War Z, and I got a lot of praise. And also because it is a Bigfoot book, which is an account of the Rainier Falls Sasquatch Massacre. Yeah, it was. Let's just say that Bigfoot and the rest of the book was pretty much more of a whimper than a roar. All right. Unlikable characters that I wanted dead from the very beginning of the book. I hated them for the most part, and it just went on and on and on until anything happened. So, yep, that's my answer right there. Devolution by Max Brooks. Let's see. My thing moved. Let me go back to where I was. Here we go. Biggest surprise, and that would be by Hunter Shea, Bigfoot in the Bronx. All right. So this one is one that when I saw it, I'm thinking, oh my God, Hunter Shea. Don't get me wrong. Hunter Shea is an awesome writer. The dude writes some of the best creature feature books I've ever read. Creature, The Dover Demon, The Jersey Devil. Love his stuff. But as soon as I saw that title, I'm like, oh my God, he's just, what were you thinking, Hunter? But I got to read it. You know, I bought it, read, I loved it. I freaking loved it. It is exactly what it says it's about. It's about a Bigfoot that is shot and captured and taken back to the Bronx by these two morons. Let's put it this way, they're morons, okay? And it's just freaking awesome. I loved it. It's not exploitative. There's so many sweet and tender moments that mix in with the gore and stuff that I just freaking loved it. All right? There's my answer. Bigfoot in the Bronx. Biggest surprise. All right. Number 7, favorite author. And that's for a debut author or a new to me. I'm going to go with new to me, and that is going to be John Athan. He writes some of the best extreme horror I have ever read. All right? I don't read a lot of extreme horror, but he writes some of the best, like The Groomer, Into the Wolf's Den, and I've got a couple of other books of his that I'm going to read, Mr. Snuff and The Abuse of Ashley Collins, and I'm probably going to be reading a lot more than that by John Athan, because the dude knows how to write extreme horror. So there you go. Let me see. Some of these I don't necessarily have answers for. You know, I didn't really come up with anything good here. Okay, newest fictional crush. Alright, for that one, I'm going to go from Red Station, one of the Splatter Western books. I'm going to flash it right there, right now. Red Station. I'm going to go with Clyde Northway, soon to be Clyde Darrow. Clyde is a female, in case you did not know. Clyde reminded me so much of the character played by Sharni Vincent in You're Next that I could not help but fall in love with this character. If you've not seen You're Next, then you need to go watch You're Next. Because we are talking about a woman with a particular set of skills, and that is exactly the way Clyde Northway is, alright? So yes, Clyde Northway, if she was real and I wasn't married and she didn't beat me up or kill me, I'd marry her. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, alright, number 9, newest favorite character. Isn't that kind of like the newest fictional crush? I personally think it is. I'm going to go with Clyde. I'm going to go with Clyde on this answer once again. No explanation needed. I just told you all that jazz a minute ago. Alright, number 10, book that made you cry. I'm going back to my number 1, my favorite book this year. I didn't necessarily cry, but man, I came awful close, especially the scenes where they are told that they have lost their baby. And just the way it is written. I'm talking about the Headless Boy, by the way. I'm not going to flash it up again there because that's just redundant. Anyway, I'm talking about the Headless Boy. And the way Kelly Owen writes this scene is just absolutely heart-wrenching. I mean, I think the toughest man is going to cry over this little part right here. If you don't, then you don't have a soul. All right? You're just, never mind. Just forget it. Anyway, let me see. A book that made you happy. You guys want to see my happy smile? Anyway, I read horror. Usually, anything that happens in horror that is a happy moment is usually followed up by a horrifying or terrifying, or somebody being killed, sliced to ribbons, eaten by a shark, stomped on, had their head stomped on by Bigfoot or some shit like that, okay? So I can't really think of anything in a horror book that made me happy, okay? Maybe in Devolution, whenever the Bigfoots like started picking off some of the people in the thing, that made me happy. That made me pretty damn happy because, good God Almighty, those people were annoying. Seriously. Anyway, number 12, most beautiful book you've bought or received this year. I think I bought this book this year. And see, to me, I was going to go with the complete H.P. Lovecraft, but I think I bought that last year. And I'm not even sure about this one, but I'm going to go with The Art of Lady Death. I mean, first of all, I love that cover. And I love comic book artwork, and Lady Death, man, she's one of the best bad girls out there. I mean, got some really cool art here. And this isn't even some of the better, now don't be wrong, these are great artists in this book, but yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that I've been reading lately with her, and I've got this poster over here that is absolutely awesome. That artist isn't even featured in here, I don't think. As far as I know, no, he's not. He's not. But yeah, The Art of Lady Death. That's going to be my answer for that one. And number 13, the last one. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? A lot. Just a lot, okay? I mean, I got a lot of books on my Kindle I need to read. I got a lot of books. I got some books by Lee Mountford. I've just been buying books by Lee Mountford. I've only read one of his books, but I liked it, so I'm like, all right, I'll give a shot to some other ones. And I've heard good things about him. What else? The rest of the splatter western books that I haven't read, which is They Built a Gallows for You and Me and Human-Shaped Fiends. I could go on and on, but I got a lot of books to read. Anyway, it doesn't say, I don't think it said to tag anybody, and nobody tagged me for this. I just did this all by my lonesome self, so I'm not going to tag anybody for it because I think a lot of people have done it already. I'm a little late to the party, so there you go. Anyway, that is it. That is the mid-year book freakout book tag, Dewey Decimal System and all that kind of stuff. All right, so y'all take care. It is Thursday. I got to go back to work tonight, but I got books to read, so I'm good. All right, so that's going to do it. You guys take care, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.